That, let's move on to our next corporate conversation. With India unlocking post-COVID 2.0, spending has been picking up across segments. To assess trends in the card market and the outlook going forward, we have with us this morning Mr. Ramamohan Rao Amara, Managing Director and CEO at SBI Card. Thank you very much, sir, for joining in. I have to ask you, the most important question at the start, because I was looking at a press conference invite from HDFC Bank. They're relaunching their card business today after an 8 months hiatus. Very simple question. Over the past 8 months, what was the incremental business you could get because this big titan was out of the market?
Yeah. Good morning, Surabhi, and thank you for inviting me to the show. If you look at our sourcing strategy, whether it is a pre-COVID, when business was as usual with all the competition playing out, or post-COVID, part of which obviously there was the absence of major player, we have adopted a very sustainable kind of strategy and leveraged on every opportunity that was available. That got reflected in improvement in the market share. Our market share in cards in force has been improving steadily. So in fact, if you know, we work with both the channels, like a direct sourcing from open market, as well as our partnership with the parent bank, SBI, which contributes around 50%. So both the channels are contributing 50-50 kind to the overall sourcing. And this actually helped us in terms of diversifying the risk and also ensuring a kind of profitability of the portfolio. So our strategies are more aligned to what is our internal risk appetite, what customer segments we want to target. So we will always aim for a very sustainable performance, because it's not only getting the new cards, but also ensuring that they deliver, they are active, they spend and contribute to the bottom line. So we will always look for a optimal play.
Okay. Competition is always good, right? It makes the market healthier, I guess. Mr. Rao, I just wanted to ask you about the overall spends per card. Has it gone up, given that now people are sort of getting out more? There is more spending on airline bookings, on travel, on hospitality, restaurants. Have you seen a substantial pickup in spends per card? And if you can share some numbers with us.
Yes, Sonia. In fact, the gradual unlocking what we have seen from month of June has a very positive impact on the spends per card and overall spends. I believe July figures are already there in public domain, where the industry as such has recorded very, very robust spends at aggregate level. Already we have crossed the pre-COVID levels in terms of run rate. If you look at the kind of contribution wise, in the first quarter of June, it was online, which was actually helping us. Where in fact during the first quarter our online spends in absolute terms were higher in sequential terms as compared to March quarter. But the moment we came to quarter two, obviously point of sale locations are open and point of sale contribution is increasing now. Overall, when we look at it's like a reflection of almost like consumer sentiment. It's coming back very strongly. Discretionary spends are coming back. They improved by 4 percentage points during July and August on an average when we see. Particularly categories like apparel, jewelry, restaurant spends, etc., they are increasing. Similarly, of course, non-discretionary is also increasing, like utilities, insurance payments, healthcare, wellness, etc. These segments are also contributing in a big way. Fuel, of course, is always there as a point of sale, which is a reflection of increased mobility. So overall, the spends are looking good. It has crossed the pre-COVID level.
Okay, Mr. Amara, allow me to go back to that first point on competition once again. Because obviously, your peer is going to come back in the market after a gap, and I'm guessing they'll be aggressive. We'll have some of their plans laid out later today. What is your market share at present, and going forward? I mean, how do you see the sort of the business dynamics shape up on the competition front?
I think fluctuations were there during the COVID period, depending upon the branches, whether they were fully operational or not, or point of sale locations, whether they were fully open or not. But we always aimed for working at our full capacity, which is like a 10,000 new accounts per day. That has been our traditional pace at which we are doing, and we have reached that level. And we have been maintaining it consistently. Of course, other factor is also the attrition, where we have to manage the attrition so as to get in net growth terms, we have to get a good growth, net growth, which will be the determining factor for market share. As I said earlier, we work with both the open market as well as banca channel. When we look at banca channel with a customer base of, at least a kind of cardable population of almost more than 300 million of bank customers, we are able to so far through the program called Shikhar, carded only 3.5 million cards. So that leaves us a lot of runway to cover. Open market-wise, we have a lot of collaborations, particularly aimed at delivering a kind of good value proposition to the customer across the spectrum, whether it's a lifestyle, travel, or insurance, etc. So we continue to play. We always look for opportunities for growth, and partnerships-wise, even digital partnerships also. We have a couple of partnerships where even we are experimenting with the NTC, which is like a new to credit kind of segment, where there may not be any bureau history, but how do we consume the digital footprint of those customers in terms of carding them? So several kind of initiatives are going on.
Okay, actually there are so many new fintech apps that have started to sort of collect more data on customers, etc. And many banks are tying up with them as well. Anything that we can expect from your end in the pipeline over the next 1 year or so, and any targets that you would have on the total cards that you're looking, the customer base that you're looking to have over the next 1 to 2 years. Currently, I think you're sitting at a base of 1.2 crores total cards. Where do you think SBI Cards would be, say, 2 years down the line?
I think we are at a market share of 19.3%, and as you rightly said, the base of 1.2 crores. Every month, if we continue to operate at 300,000 plus new accounts, with a kind of natural attrition that happens, both voluntary and involuntary, the net growth will be around 200,000. So in a year, you can expect a kind of growth of around 2.4 million cards net addition. That is the kind of growth one can expect.
Okay. Just a word on, what your projections are with respect to net interest margins and the assets under management. Basically the card receivables themselves. What are your projections for FY22?
I won't be able to comment on the forward guidance, but net interest margin is a function of the yield on the portfolio as well as the cost of funds. Cost of funds wise, we have maintained a tight control on the cost of funds, which got reflected even last year superior performance. With the given kind of pro-growth kind of policies of a regulator, we presume, and with abundant liquidity in the market, we presume the cost of funds will still be manageable. There may not be significant hike in that. Yield on the portfolio wise, obviously, it is a function of a growth in the NEA and how much different components contribute. Like transactors, revolvers, and EMI. So it's a journey. As of now, we are not at the pre-COVID levels in terms of revolver share in the overall NEA. But we have taken several measures. We are calibrating our risk appetite in terms of opening up to new segments. So the journey towards normalization of the regular share of revolver will start, and which will automatically take us to the pre-COVID levels over a period of time.
Okay. You were telling us that you expect the net growth or the addition of cards to be 2.4 million per annum. That's for SBI Cards. But overall for the industry, what kind of opportunity do you see? Because one report indicated that only 3 out of 100 Indians have credit cards at the moment. So it seems to be severely underpenetrated. What kind of growth do you see for the industry over the next couple of years?
Yeah, you are correct. We are operating at the 200,000, 2.4 million, that is fine. But several alternatives also there. The fact is, we are low penetrated. The favorable demographics are there. So obviously the prospects are intact. But at the same time, alternatives to credit cards are also emerging. So it may not be directly comparable to a developed country like US in terms of straightaway saying within certain time we will be able to reach that penetration level. But it will be a balance in between somewhere. We are in order to expand our reach, we are into tier 3, tier 4 with the help of banker channel, particularly source a lot of customers on the Shikhar program under the banker channel, which helps us, in a cost-effective way to source these customers who generally require additional time in terms of being active and actually spending on the card. It will take a slightly longer time as compared to tier 1 and tier 2 customers. But we have access to the branches, etc. So that way, we have several strategies to expand the kind of customer segments which we want to tap into. Industry-wise, I cannot hazard, but as I said, it is a function of several changes that are happening in the ecosystem. But if we are growing at 2 million, it is safe to presume that it will be 5 times minimum for the industry.
Okay. So final question then, Mr. Amara, you've given us some of the indications. 10,000 cars a day, 2 million, that's the sort of additional cards you're looking to get. In terms of market share, does it push the needle above 20%, 21, 22% for you? And also our colleague tells us that the quarterly spend number last quarter, I think, was around 33,260. As you sort of look at a bigger blend of customers going forward, by how much should we expect the quarterly number, the quarterly spend number to move up by?
I think, as I said, the spends have seen robustness, even in sequential terms also, particularly the month of July figures, which are already in the public domain when I look at, it is almost like a 25% growth sequentially in average terms. So that way, this quarter will definitely see a good growth in spends. I'm not speculating any number because we're almost at the fag end of the quarter. Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Mr. Rao, thanks a lot for joining us and all the best. It is a severely under-penetrated market, so things can only move up from here. All the best for that. By the way,